Kyra has just turned 18. Her parents like to go abroad, which is why she lives alone in a big house. Only literature keeps her from getting bored. She has one dream: to be loved. And today, something new will happen in her life. She will manage to meet a writer like her, Jonathan's teacher. He found inspiration in this remote town. Kyra comes to class before everyone else. This surprises Jonathan, and he asks where she lives. They tell each other about their lives. Jonathan is amazed that Kyra has read the entire curriculum. Kyra jokingly replies that she likes it rough. Then Vinny comes into the room and takes her friend away to talk. While they are gone, Jonathan looks at Kyra's books. Boris distracts him. He immediately realized that Jonathan was reading a girl's book, since its plot is very vulgar. The guys would not read it. As it happens, Kyra likes to read a book written by Jonathan. He lives with his wife Beatrice. She is also a writer. He tells her that her student is reading his book. The duo starts dancing, but they are distracted by a call from Emmy. A new day begins. The teachers are resting, sitting on a bench and drinking coffee. Boris asks if ghosts live in the forest. A second later, Kyra comes out of the forest and goes straight to the teachers. Boris offers cookies, and Jonathan cannot take his eyes off Kyra. A little later, Winnie tries to attract Boris's attention. She directly says that she is interested in their communication. Kyra calls her crazy. After classes, the friends get together. Kyra admits that she is having trouble finding a topic for a future book. Winnie suggests experiencing a moment that will help in writing the topic. For example, intrigues with teachers. The problem is that none of them have had a serious relationship. Winnie wants her first date to be with Boris. Kyra should also understand that Mr. Jonathan looks at her in a special way. But Kyra denies everything. She reads Jonathan's book for the rest of the day, and during lessons, they can't take their eyes off each other. Jonathan asks to come to him after class, and Kyra's head is spinning with the same desire, to get all his attention. A little later, Jonathan decides to dance a little, but Kyra distracts him. She promises not to tell anyone about his hobby. Jonathan suggests going to a poetry club. Suddenly, something will surprise her. He read her latest work, and he really liked it. Kyra is burning with shame and explains what her work was about. Jonathan wants her to write a story in the style of her favorite author. Kyra accepts the task, adding that she has read his book completely, after which she repeats some phrases that she liked the most. Jonathan doesn't even know what to say. Kyra breaks the awkward silence and apologizes. Suddenly, Vinny enters the office, and the duo ends the conversation. Today, the teachers and Beatrice visit a cafe where Vinny works. Boris makes fun of the girl, and Beatrice asks how beautiful the girl is who read his book. He answers that she is very smart and unique. Beatrice decides to say that Jonathan is not a writer. He chose to work as a teacher. After that day, he has not written a new book. Tomorrow, Kyra attends a writing club. She feels that this day will be very important for her. Jonathan is happy to see her. A guy comes on stage and reads his work. Jonathan listens attentively, but Kyra looks exclusively at Jonathan. Tomorrow, she brings coffee to the teachers. Boris shares his cookies. Kyra doesn't understand why Boris makes such delicious cookies, but he doesn't tell anyone. He could sell them. Vinny can make a logo. Today, the girls go to Jonathan. He tells them that he is going on vacation with his wife. Vinny sees the Milou duo talking to each other, and when the teachers leave, she suggests that Kyra make the first move and seduce Jonathan. Their conversation is interrupted by Boris. He decided to sell cookies. Vinny quickly joins their team. All she needs is his number. That afternoon, Kyra called Jonathan. He promises her that he will stop by before leaving. A couple of hours later, Jonathan arrives at Kyra's. She leaves the house, dressed in a white dress. All Jonathan can do is stand and watch her walk towards him. Kyra stops and asks him to come to her. Jonathan still stands still. And then Kyra makes the first move, followed by a kiss. When he returns home, he constantly receives messages from Kyra. Beatrice is irritated by the notification. This forces Jonathan to go to the barn. There, he begins to read Kyra's new book. He gets carried away and imagines that they are the main characters. Unable to resist, he does the dirty deed. A new day begins. Kyra notices Jonathan's strange behavior. She asks what happened to him. Jonathan says she needs to choose a new author. She claims he asked her to write a book about a topic she knows. Jonathan asks if she really knows that. Kyra says it's them. Seeing how swept away he is, Kyra says it's about two similar people who defy social restrictions. Jonathan still thinks the book is too adult. Kyra is sure he's too scared. They're not strangers anymore. Jonathan tries to explain that she's his student and he's his teacher. Kyra still wants recognition that the work is good. Jonathan just doesn't want to admit it, and calls Jonathan redundant, but without ambition. He could be much better, but now he's irresponsible. Before leaving, she leaves her story in the mailbox for the administration. The friends meet in the evening. Winnie asks if she likes Jonathan. Kyra calls him a gas station sushi imitation, but she still loves him. At this time, Beatrice finds out what his student wrote, but he won't admit who the story was about. Beatrice manages to persuade him to tell her about the work. Kyra suggests that Vinny write to Boris. She does so. He came to visit Jonathan's family. Beatrice notices Boris texting someone, but he won't tell who it is. The conversation starts to go in another direction, and Boris puts his phone away. Jonathan received a call from the administration and was accused of inappropriate relations with Kyra, but he denies everything. He understands that if she manages to prove that they had something, he could lose his job. Beatrice adds that it was not only his job and asks him to tell the truth. Jonathan swears that nothing happened. Kyra skips classes tomorrow. Vinny looks very confused. She tries to make Jonathan feel guilty, but he seems as cold as possible. Later, Kyra comes to the principal and describes their adventures. Jonathan has to defend himself. He is lucky that their stories coincide. To the final question, Kyra answers that nothing happened that she would not like. Obviously, Jonathan does not know what she answered, and this question greatly embarrasses him. During the break, Boris realizes that Jonathan has fallen in love with Kyra. He is unlucky that he does not see the line that cannot be crossed. This is exactly why he got into such a mess. Upon returning home, Beatrice asks her questions. Beatrice does not believe his lies. Jonathan could not deny that a spark flew between him and Kyra. This was the last straw. Beatrice is going to file for divorce. Vinny comes to Kyra and asks her not to harm Jonathan. It will ruin his life, just to get revenge for him rejecting her. Vinny will stand up for Jonathan and say that Kyra is lying. She quickly replies that Vinny can't do that. She has dirt on her and Boris. When Kyra finishes writing a book about her and Jonathan, the film ends. Write in the comments how you rate this film, or just recommend something interesting. See you very soon.